a warm welcome to coaches, players, and fans of Avon High School. With a special welcome to Superintendent of the Department of Performance, Principal Matt Schott, and Athletic Director
Live from Plainfield High School, it's Indiana High School boys basketball as the Plainfield High School Quakers are set to take on the Avon High School Orioles in a battle of State Route 267. Both teams enter tonight 0-0 on the season, and this is the first game for both teams on the year. Good evening, I'm JP Sinclair, and this is the AudioSportsOnline.com coverage of Plainfield basketball. Avon enters the game ranked 44th in the state, while Plainfield enters the game ranked 217th in the state. It would go a long way for Plainfield to get a huge win here in the first game of the season against a tough foe in Avon. You're listening to Plainfield Varsity Basketball on AudioSportsOnline.com. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Plainfield Self-Storage. Plainfield Self-Storage is located on North Carr Road. They feature 24-hour access and lighted secure storage. Plainfield Self-Storage office hours are Monday through Friday, 8:30 until 5. Stop in or call 838-7027 for more information. Jensen Pools and More, the Backyard Place, located just 1 mile north of Heartland Crossing on Highway 67 in Canby. They have everything for all your swimming pool needs, from above-ground pools to in-ground pools. Jensen sells and installs them all, and during the winter months, they offer mattresses direct from the factory of King Coil, a leading manufacturer of American-made mattresses. Queen sets starting at $329 and king sets starting at $429. Guaranteed lowest prices around. Jensen Pools is located at 7302 South Kentucky Avenue in Canby, or you can visit them online at jensenpools.com. As we get set for this matchup, a very, very packed house as it is the first game of the season for both teams. Even a lot of Oriole yellow and black across the way. And if you can also look to the right, the Plainfield student section is rocking the togas for tonight's matchup, but also a lot of Avon Orioles have also come out to support their team. Tyron Fakes is also in the house. He's the leading all-time receiver for Plainfield High School in football, also a graduate and alum of the University of Indianapolis on the south side. He is coaching currently as an assistant for Plainfield High School football. He's out here to support the Quakers as they get set for tonight's matchup. This is going out to Foxy Roxy in Wisconsin. Max Kurkowski's aunt wants to say hi to his aunt and wish him luck as he starts this season. Kurkowski himself is a guard forward, sophomore, 6'5", and he'll be playing down in the front court for Plainfield tonight. I'm JP Sinclair, and as Plainfield gets set to start this matchup, let's talk a little bit about what they have in Avon. Avon's a very tough school to figure out, particularly when you look at their leading scorer is returning from last year, and Connor Funkhauser. He's a senior, 6'4", and a very, very excellent scoring option for the Orioles, and who will be a tough matchup for whoever decides to take him on during tonight's matchup. I'm sure Andy Weaver has a game plan going into this game to try and shut him down. To take a look at some of the names on the Plainfield roster this year, a couple of them did play both sports, both varsity football and basketball. Notables among them include Garrett Patton. He's a wide receiver for the Quakers in football. He's for basketball, though, he is a 6-foot forward. Junior on the year is Patton. And also Mark Dom. He is a forward, junior, 5'11", is also a two-sport athlete. And then Jacob Maple, the running back for the Plainfield Quakers in football. He is also playing tonight for varsity basketball. He is a 5'11", junior forward for the Quakers. And wow, upset special as my phone goes off. Number 1, Alabama loses to number 4, Auburn, 34-28. Chris Davis returned a missed field goal, 100 yards for touchdown on last play. So quite a shocker for football fans, Division I football fans, as Alabama's finally gone down, and you won't hear me losing sleep or crying about it. But that's definitely big news. 4:50 before tip-off. We'll take a quick break and then come back for the tip. You're listening to AudioSportsOnline.com coverage of Plainfield High School basketball. Welcome back to Plainfield High School as the Plainfield High School Quakers get set to take on the Avon Orioles in a varsity basketball matchup. Talked about the fan section of Plainfield wearing togas for tonight's matchup. Lots of Avon Orioles have also made the trip up to 67 to cheer on their team. A lot of, looks like lacrosse players for them. But both sides have a very, very packed house as it is the first men's basketball game of the season. It should be a good one. As we talked about, Avon comes into the game ranked 44th in the state, and definitely going to be a team to watch. His leading scorer, Connor Funkhauser, does return to continue his athletic season as a senior this year. Was the leading scorer last year as a junior for the Orioles. You're listening to Plainfield Varsity Basketball on AudioSportsOnline.com. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Plainfield Self-Storage. Plainfield Self-Storage is located on North Carr Road. They feature 24-hour access and lighted secure storage. Plainfield Self-Storage's office hours are Monday through Friday, 8:30 until 5, or you can stop in or call at 838-7027 for more information. As the Quakers take to the court, they hear it from their home crowd. They are coached by Andy Weaver. And their varsity assistant coach is Kevin Kuntz. And the Orioles also take the court to a mixture of boos and cheers. Obviously, this is about as close to a rivalry game as you can get. Like I talked about the Battle of State Route 267, as both teams are right off of 267, Avon High School and Plainfield High School. We'll take a quick timeout as the national anthem starts. Welcome back to AudioSportsOnline.com coverage of Plainfield High School basketball. As you might have noticed, we are running a little bit behind tonight. The game was set to tip at 7:30, but the JV game went into overtime. It was a thrilling game, but Avon pulled away and was able to come up with the victory in JV. As they get set to announce the starting lineup.
At 6'5", sophomore, 21, Brandon Peters. At 5'10", senior number 23, Ryan Rupp. At 6'4", junior number 32, Logan White. And at 6'4", senior number 45, Ryan Buckhauser. The head coach of the Orioles is Jason Young, assisted by...
So in case you did not catch those starters for Avon, it'll be David Griffith. He's a 6'1" senior for Avon. And also Brandon Peters, a 6'5" junior for Avon. Brian Ruff, a 5'10" junior. Also Logan White. Is a 6'4" junior. And then lastly, we talked about him earlier in the pregame, Connor Funkhauser, a 6'4" senior for Avon. Take a look at the Plainfield starters. They will have in the backcourt James Mayberry. He is a senior guard, 5'9". Also joining him back there will be Max Krakowski, 6'5" sophomore. Garrett Patton will also be playing in that front court. He's a 6' junior. And then Jacob Maple, is also in that front court. He's a 6'10 sophomore. And then Bobby Jensen will be playing down low at the center position, a 6'5 senior. Peters and Maple tip it up. Tip is controlled by the Quakers. Very quickly, Mayberry brings it up, controls it at the top of the key. Kicks it over to the right side for Patton, who kicks it back up to Mayberry. Mayberry now hands off once again to Patton, left wing. Now up top to the right side for Kurkowski. Goes down low, and then to Bobby Jensen, who gets the first two of the night for Plainfield. Back the other way we go as the Orioles control. Controlled on the left wing by Funkhauser. Dribbles into the lane, hands off to Logan White, who gets stuffed down low by Jensen. And very quickly back the other way we go for Plainfield. Inside pass is no good. It was intended for Jensen. Logan White thought he had it under control, but it will be out of bounds. Last touch on Logan White, so possession stays with Plainfield. On the inbounds, it's controlled up top by Mayberry. Mayberry brings it to the left side of the painted area. Kicks it out to Patton. Patton almost had it knocked away, but instead there'll be a whistle on the play as Peters got Patton on the arm. That's Peters' first foul, team's first. 2-0 lead for Plainfield, 6:59 left to go in the first quarter. Jensen inbounds into the backcourt for Mayberry, and he'll bring it up the court into the free throw line jumper. That's no good. Rebound underneath. And looking to run is Funkhauser. Funkhauser brings it back the other way for the Orioles. Rotating around to the right side now for White. Kicks it back up top for Peters. Peters dribbles into the lane, loses the handle. Kicks it back out, and now it's controlled by Funkhauser. Top of the key, inside now to the right for a jumper that's up and in by Logan White, his first two of the night. 2-2 all, 6:25 left to go in the first quarter. Mayberry brings it up all the way into the right corner, but runs into his own man Patton and turns it over. A little bit of a miscommunication there between Mayberry and Patton. Orioles will bring it back the other way. And a quick three from the left side, up and in. And wasting no time is David Griffith with that three-pointer. And Mayberry will bring it across the timeline, behind the back dribble, into the lane. He looks to go up strong with a little up and in layup. Very quickly back the other way. Avon goes. Crowd wanted to travel, didn't get it. Spinning into the lane, no good on the short floater attempt from Logan White. And it'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Plainfield. Ruff set to inbounds. Finds left side for a long two-pointer. That's no good by Peters. And it was rebounded down low by Kurkowski. But he couldn't stay in bounds on the baseline, so it'll be Avon's basketball. Ruff set to inbound once again. Looks, throws it away. Into the backcourt it goes. Hustle down, great hustle there from White, who will hand it off to Funkhauser. And they'll give it to Ruff to reset the offense. Stolen away by Mayberry. Mayberry now has it. Two men to beat. Up. And rattles out. Throwing up the rebound is Kurkowski. And it was actually Jacob Maple down low that finally got it in. Very quickly back the other way. And getting into the lane was Funkhauser. And whistled for a blocking foul down low. Is on Jacob Maple. That's his first, team's first. Plainfield leads 6-5, 5:13 left to go in the first. As Bobby Jensen checks out of the game for the Quakers. Quick inbounds by Plainfield. Shot up, no good. Rebounded down low by Mills, who just checked into the game. Mayberry all the way coast to coast. Couldn't get it to go. And it'll be jump ball down low as Jackson got tangled up. And rotating possession will go back to the Orioles. Ruff brings it back up for the Orioles. Funkhauser now controls it. Left wing. Kicks it out to White, who will get it to Peters to reset the offense. Right side now to Griffith. Now to Ruff. Ruff controls it, top of the key. Kicks it back over to Peters. Peters uses the screen to go right side. He's picked up by Mayberry. Goes baseline, puts up the layup, no good. Fighting for his own rebound. It's finally controlled by Mills. Mills gets it ahead to Mayberry. Mayberry crossing the timeline, looks left side, and driving into the lane and throwing up an air ball shot was Kurkowski. Rebounded by Avon, back the other way we go. Funkhauser with the 2 and layup, up and in. 6-7 game in favor of the Orioles. Mayberry once again brings it up, hands it off to Patton. Patton will reset the offense at the top of the key. Dribble penetrates in, looks for Mills from the baseline jumper. It's no good, rattles off. Rebounded down low by Funkhauser. And Ruff looks to slow it down as the Orioles will reset the offense. Up at the top of the key, thought about the 3 was Peters. Instead, they'll rotate around the Funkhouse, and throwing it away was Peters. Check that was Griffith throwing it away with the intended pass to Peters. So possession will go back to Plainfield. Couple of subs for Plainfield on the floor. They have Jensen, Kurkowski, Nichols, Mills, and also Mark Dahm now in there. Nichols controls it in the backcourt. Gets it across the timeline, brings it up to the top of the key. Nichols looks to drive in, can't find anything. Looks for the cutting Jensen, who couldn't handle it, and it'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Plainfield. Jack McHugh checks into the game for Avon in place of Ryan Ruff, and McHugh will control it. McHugh crosses the timeline, looks over to the left side, now left corner Funkhauser, back up top to Griffith. Now over the left corner, 3 up, and no good. A little short on the 3-point attempt was Peters. Now Plainfield controls. Inside it goes for a quick 2-pointer that's no good by Jensen, and he'll control the long rebound. He resets it, gets it to Mills. Mills, defense collapses, kicks it out. Once again, another 10-footer, no good from Jensen. Fighting for the rebound and getting it is Kurkowski. He must know his aunt is watching the game on audiosportsonline.com as he fought very hard for that rebound. And McHugh will control it. Top of the key, looks over to the right side for Griffith. Griffith rotates over, 3-point attempt. None, up and in by McHugh, who got that one to rattle around the rim and in. And the refs will get between Bloom and Jensen down low. Don't believe they called any kind of foul. But Nichols will control it for the Quakers. Crossing the logo now, looks over to the right side. Jackson controls it. Back over to Nichols, right corner. Nichols looks to drive baseline, can't find anything. Tries to find Mayberry. Jensen now controls it. Back over to McHugh. Check that. Back over to Nichols, who is very quickly blocked by Bloom. Kurkowski gets a quick breather and checks back in place of Nichols. Jensen inbounds and tried to find Kurkowski, and it'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Avon. Plainfield trails 8-10, 2:13 left to go in the first. Jensen set to inbound. Looks baseline and finds Mark Dahm, who had his foot out of bounds when he caught it, so possession will go back to Avon. Very quick up-tempo game from both these teams as Patton checks into the game for Kurkowski for Plainfield. McHugh will bring it up very slowly for the Avon Orioles. Picked up by Mayberry. He'll hand off to Funkhauser. Funkhauser on the rotation, hands off to Griffith, top of the key. Now inside to the paint for Peters. Kick back out to Funkhauser, 3, no good. Rebounded down low by Mills. Mayberry now has and looks to push. Mayberry brings it over left wing, looks to go inside, and lost out of bounds on his foot. So possession will go right back to Avon. Jimmy Sims Jr. now in the game for Avon in place of David Griffith. McHugh controls, looks over the right side. Now right corner for Sims. Back up top. And spinning into the lane is Peters. Peters' layup attempt, no good. Rebounded down low by Dom. Mayberry now brings it back the other way. Finds Jensen, who looked to go baseline. Kicks it back out to Mayberry, who will reset the offense. Mayberry brings it over left side. Up the top of the key. Now at the top of the key. Looks to put a move on Sims. Looks to go to the right corner and right back out. Mayberry now finds Patton. Patton dribbles into the lane and almost threw it away. Patton gets his own rebound, and it's Jensen and Bloom that get tangled up down low, and it'll be a jump ball. Rotating possession goes to Avon. Jensen will check out of the game in place of Jacob Maple. So on the floor you have Mayberry, Maple, Mills, Dom, and Patton for the Plainfield Quakers. Sims Jr. controls, right side, looks inside on the post up, and throwing it up, no good, was Peters. Sims gets the rebound and travels with it. Kurkowski back in the game as well as Jensen after a very quick break in place of Dom and Patton. 40.9 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Plainfield down 2, 8-10. Mayberry looks to bring it up for the Warriors. Uses a Mills screen, brings it over left side. Rotates inside, was looking for Maple, but overplaying down low for Avon, and getting called for the hold was number 24, Jimmy Sims Jr. That's his first, team second. Jensen set to inbound, looks for Mayberry. Mayberry thought about the three, left corner, thought better of it. Now looks to go baseline, passes in Jensen. Jensen makes a move down low, powers it up, no good, and fights for the rebound down low, and it'll be a jump ball. Rotating possession will stay with Plainfield. 22.6 on the clock. Jensen set to inbound, looks for Kurkowski, doesn't find him, instead finds Mayberry. Mayberry had it out of bounds. Thought it was last touch down there by Ryan Ruff, but refs had a better viewpoint, and it'll be out of bounds last touch by Avon, or check that, Plainfield. So possession will go back to Avon. Very quick rotations from Andy Weaver, the Plainfield head coach. A little bit of half-court pressure looked to be put on by Plainfield in the closing 20 seconds. As Funkhauser gets set to inbound for the Orioles. He finds Ruff, who's guarded very closely by Mayberry. Brings it up, and we'll slow it down now. He looks for Griffith on the left side. And he'll hand off to Ruff. Ruff spins in the lane, wide open as Mayberry fell down and gets it up and in. Mayberry, long distance three, hit the backboard but did not get it to go. So that'll be the end of the first quarter. Plainfield is down 4, 8-12 early. You're listening to Plainfield Varsity Basketball on AudioSportsOnline.com. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Plainfield Self-Storage. Plainfield Self-Storage is located on North Carr Road. They feature 24-hour access and lighted secure storage. Plainfield Self-Storage office hours are Monday through Friday, 8:30 until 5. You can stop in or call 838-7027 for more information. Jensen Pools and More, the backyard place located just 1 mile north of Heartland Crossing on Highway 67 in Canby. They have everything for all your swimming pool needs, from above-ground pools to in-ground pools. Jensen sells and installs them all. And during the winter months, they offer mattresses direct from the factory of King Coil, a leading manufacturer of American-made mattresses. Queen sets start at $329, king sets starting at $429. Guaranteed lowest prices around. Jensen Pools is located at 7302 South Kentucky Avenue in Canby, or visit them online at jensenpools.com. White set to inbound, finds Short. Short crosses the timeline, guarded by Nichols. Now rotates it over to the right side for Peters. He's picked up by Kurkowski. Now back up top for Griffith, who rotates it to the right side for White. White now up top for Sims, and rotates it back over to Short. Short tries to find Griffith, but it's poked away by Kurkowski, who controls it. Kurkowski crosses the timeline and looks to set up the offense. And Kurkowski will get called for the 5-second penalty as he failed to get the offense started. So possession will go right back to the Orioles. Inbounds goes to Short. Short's picked up by Nichols. Uses a screen, gets into the lane for a long two-pointer. That's no good. Rebound fought for and controlled down low by Jensen. Jensen looks to bring it out. They'll hand off to Motter. And Motter now gets caught. And they'll throw it ahead to nobody. And Avon will control. Plainfield not able to get through the Avon full court pressure. Griffith's back the other way, in the lane, up and in. I believe they're going to call no basket as the foul occurred before the shot went up. Foul was on Maple. That's his second, team's second. So Maple will check out of the game with 2 personals. Griffith to inbound, finds a wide open 10-footer up and in from Logan White. And very quickly, head coach Andy Weaver calls a timeout. Does not like the way his team has started the second quarter. 14-8 is the score in favor of Avon. Mayberry, Kurkowski, Maple, and Jensen all have 2 points apiece for Plainfield. David Griffith for Avon hit a 3. Ryan Rupp has 2. Hugh hit a 3. And Logan White has 4. Leading score from last year for Avon, Connor Funkhauser, only has 2. Still early. Jensen sets inbound. Crossing the timeline is Motter. Motter uses the screen to get into the paint, throws up a wild shot, rebounded down low by Jensen, who gets stuffed down low by White. Jensen puts it back up, and the last rebound's finally controlled by White. Very quickly back the other way for the Orioles. Now controlled right side and right corner by Peters. Spins into the lane, puts up a layup off glass. Very quickly back the other way. Motter finds in the open court Patton, who skies to the glass and gets it to go. The basket is good, and he'll go to the line for 1. Foul is on Short. That's his first. Team's third. And Patton's free throw up and in. Mayberry checks back into the game as Short brings it up for the Orioles. Short uses the screen to get into the left side for 2. Very quickly, Mayberry back the other way, goes right side, looks inside for Jensen, and it'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Jensen. Plainfield down 7. 5:57 left to go in the second. White set to inbound, looks for Short, finds him. Short looks to bring it up against Patton and Mayberry. Almost lost the handle. Instead gets it to Griffith. Griffith looks down low. Double team comes, but the shot is up and in by Jimmy Sims Jr. Mayberry set to bring it back the other way for the Quakers. Looks to use the Jensen screen, gets into the paint, looked to kick it out to Patton. He was going the other way, and Mayberry throws it out. Short helped Mayberry up off the floor. I do enjoy seeing that. Great sportsmanship. Talked about is a rivalry game between these two schools. It's always good to see sportsmanship nonetheless. Short up ahead very quickly to Peters. Peters sets on the right wing against Kurkowski. Inside Peters goes, and it'll be a foul from behind on Kurkowski. That is Kurkowski's first, team's third. Quakers now find themselves down 9, 11-20, 5:22 left to go. And at the line is Brandon Peters. His first free throw up and in. Peters back at the line for a second. And it's up and in as well. Substitution for Avon as McHugh checks back into the game in place of Peters. Jensen sets inbound, finds Nichols. Nichols picked up by Short. He looks to apply the pressure. Nichols runs into a defender, kicks it inside into the lane for Jensen, and stolen away. All alone, one-on-one is McHugh, who gets it up and in on an easy layup off the steal. And Weaver calling his team over, wanting them to hustle up, as Plainfield will take the full timeout as they are now down 24-11, 5 minutes left to go in the second. Does not take very long as Avon has come out in the second quarter to start to pull away in this game. I'm JP Sinclair, and this is AudioSportsOnline.com coverage of Plainfield High School basketball. Now the timeout on the floor for the Quakers. Nichols, Patton, Jensen, Mills, and Kurkowski. Nichols picks up his dribble, looks, and throws the ball away. It's controlled by White, who will hand off. Cross-court pass now into the right corner for McHugh, who puts it up and in for three. Very quickly back the other way. Kurkowski has it, throws it over his head, and it's picked up by Nichols. Nichols picks up his dribble, looks for somewhere to pass the ball, and decides on Jensen. Jensen kicks it into Mills and whistles down low as Mills and Sims got tangled up. Foul will be on Sims. That's his second. Team's fourth. Funkhauser back into the game, as well as Ruff for the Orioles. Crawford checks into the game for Patton for the Quakers. Nichols on the inbounds, almost had it picked off, as McHugh was able to get his hands on the ball for the Orioles. And Nichols will attempt to pass it in once again. This time gets into Kurkowski, who drives baseline, throws it up in, and will have a three-point opportunity. So great drive by Kurkowski. Kurkowski's free throw, no good off front iron. Back the other way we go. Ruff controls, looks to drive into the lane. Gets held up, puts it up, no good. Rebound down low, thrown up and in by Logan White. He has been a beast down low thus far for Avon. Nichols looks to bring it back the other way. Finds Jensen. Jensen rotates over right corner for Krakowski. Back over right wing for Jensen. And now Nichols will slow it down. Nichols into the lane, almost lost the handle. Kicks it out for Crawford. Crawford in the lane with the floater, no good. Jensen fights for the rebound, puts it back up and in. Avon's very quick. I can't even get the score written down before it goes back the other way. And Funkhauser goes up. Foul will be whistled before the shot. Shot didn't go in anyway. Foul was on, let's see. Foul is on Krakowski. That's his second. Team's fourth. So possession stays with the Orioles. On the inbounds, losing the handle on it was White, but he'll recover and hand off to McHugh. McHugh now controls, looks over the left side for Griffith. He dribbles into the lane, and there to pick up the charge was Garrett Patton. So that charging foul was on Griffith. That's his first, team 6. Mills will inbound to Motter. Motter looks to bring it back the other way for Plainfield. Now finds the left side for Crawford. Crawford gets stuck with it, kicks it into the lane to Mills. Mills jumper, no good. Rebound down low by White. White will hand off to Ruff, who crosses the timeline for the Orioles and resets the offense. It's over right side, Funkhauser. Funkhauser hands off to Griffith. Griffith right back on the cut to McHugh, who hits 2. McHugh has been on fire thus far from the field tonight. Back the other way, Motter brings it for the Quakers. Motter almost lost the handle and will reset. Looks over right side for Crawford. Crawford now into the lane, puts up a floater, airballs it. Rebound down low by Mills. He spins out of harm's way and puts it up and in. That's Mills' first basket on the night. Ruff back the other way for the Orioles. Finds White, top of the key. He looks to drive in against Mills, throws up the shot. And they're going to whistle the foul before the shot, but it'll result in free throws nevertheless. Foul was called on Mills. That's his first. Team's 5th. Check that. It'll be a non-shooting foul. So Orioles will retain possession. Ruff looks to inbounds. Gets it into McHugh. McHugh hands off to White. Now he'll hand off top of the key to Griffith. Back over to White. Rotates over right side. McHugh, 3 up and no good. White almost had the rebound, but Jensen controls. Now it's Motter back the other way for the Quakers. Motter controls right side, looks to split the defenders and loses the handle. He'll get ahead to White. White looks to go up strong with it. No good. And a foul whistle down low on Garrett Patton. That's his first. Team 6. 31-17 is the score in favor of the Orioles. 1:53 left to go before half. White's first free throw up and in. He's now got 7 points already here in the first half. McHugh's been the big-time scorer for them. Has a second free throw by White, up and in as well. Mills will inbound, finds Motter, who slows down the pace, almost had it stolen away. Rotates it over the left side for Patton, and it'll be out of bounds last touch by McHugh. Jensen will inbound for the Quakers. Finds Motter left side. And he'll reset the offense. Looks for Patton, left wing. He looks to use a Mills screen, goes right, top of the key, rotates over to Krakowski on the right side. He looks to dribble into the lane, uses a Jensen screen, finds Jensen on the lob inside. Jensen's layup attempt, no good, and it's controlled by Bloom down low. Ruff brings it back the other way for the Orators. Now it's controlled up top by Bloom, and as he made his move, he traveled with it. So possession will very quickly go back to Plainfield. Mills on the inbound, gets it to Motter. Motter, top of the key, will slow it down and reset the offense. Goes over right wing, finds Krakowski driving the bucket. He finds inside Jensen and gets it up and in off glass. Back the other way, Ruff looks for a wide open McHugh, right side for three. That's McHugh's third three of the half. Motter brings it back the other way. Crossover dribble into the lane, has it blocked by Bloom. And Funkhauser looks to go all the way, misses the lay-in, and Motter will control the rebound. Motter crossing the timeline now, goes to the right side, looks into the lane baseline for Jensen, who can't get it in, but will draw the foul. (36-19) is the score. 30 seconds left to go in the first half. Jensen at the line for the first time tonight. His first free throw no good. Dom checks into the game in place of Krakowski for the Quakers. Jensen back to the line for a second, and it's short as well. But rebound is controlled by Mayberry. He looks for Patton. Patton dribbles into the lane, finds Jensen on the shot attempt, who was fouled by McHugh. That's McHugh's first. Jensen's third free throw attempt gets it to go. He's 1 of 3 now on the night. Brings the deficit to 16. Second free throw by Jensen once again short. And rebound fought for. Last touch out of bounds by Patton. 21.8 left to go in the second quarter. White inbounds. Finds Ryan Ruff, who looks to bring it up. Crossing the timeline now. Ruff looks to the left side for McHugh. They'll rotate it around. Now over right side to Griffith. Griffith in the lane, picks it out. White, 17-foot jumper, no good. Rebound fought for and controlled by Mayberry as the second quarter expired. So our score at the half, 36-20 in favor of the Avon Orioles, who had a very, very good first half. Give credit where it's due. McHugh was on fire for Avon as he had hit 3 3-pointers in the first half. He has a total of, 13 after 2. And is tonight's leading scorer thus far, and a big reason why Avon is ahead. Head coach Jason Young for Avon has got his team very, very ready for this game. They have been able to push the tempo all night long, and Plainfield has not had an answer defensively for it. And then Plainfield offensively it just has not been able to execute. They've had good looks at the basket, but just have not been able to get them to go down. We'll take a quick break and then come back and reset the scene for you at halftime. You're listening to AudioSportsOnline.com coverage of Plainfield High School basketball.
also the field house at the same time at 6:30 p.m. the boys safety team will play Whiteland. And at 8 p.m. the girls safety team will play Whiteland outside the field house. It's all coming on Friday, December 6th for the game of Whiteland Extravaganza. Be sure to be here.
Welcome back to Plainfield High School, where the Plainfield Quakers trail the Avon Orioles in the Battle of State Route 267. 36-20 is the score in favor of the Orioles. I'm JP Sinclair, and this is AudioSportsOnline.com coverage of Plainfield Quaker High School basketball. Recap the first half for you. The Orioles really got out in transition and really scored very quickly, and particularly off of the rotational down low off screens was Jack McHugh, who had a very, very big first half for Avon. McHugh is a 5'9" sophomore, but he has been shooting it very well for the Orioles. He had three three-pointers in the first half and leads all scorers after the end of two. A couple of other stats for you. For Plainfield, Mayberry had 2 points. Kurkowski had 4 points. Had a chance to make it 5, but missed the free throw. Maple had 2. Nathan Mills had 2. And Bobby Jensen is the leading scorer for Plainfield. He finished the first half with 7. Besides Kurkowski and the 3-pointers that he's been able to rain down, he also has a couple of other field goals to bring his total to 13 at the end of the half. Ruff also chipped in 2, as well as Jimmy Sims Jr. Andrew Short had a 2-pointer, David Griff with a 3, and Logan White had 8 points for Avon. Connor Funkhauser, leading scorer last year for the Orioles, only had 1 field goal in the first half. For the Plainfield, I mean, if you're going to make any kind of halftime adjustments, if you're head coach Andy Weaver, it has to be slowing down the Plainfield transitional game. I don't know if maybe you go to a full court press to try and slow that down, but that would be an option. And they've also been lighting it up off the screen and roll, so you have to figure out a way to handle the down low post screen that's been getting McHugh his wide open looks, because if he continues on the torrid pace he has after the first half, it'll be bad news for Plainfield. For Avon, you just got to continue what you're doing, try and maybe tighten things up a little bit defensively. You gave a lot of good looks to Plainfield in the first half, but they just weren't able to knock down the shots. Reset the scene for you. It's a very packed house here at Plainfield High School, as both Orioles fans and Quakers fans have came out to really pack the house here at Plainfield High School in the field house. And thus far, it's been a very, very good environment for a basketball game. Indiana High School basketball obviously has a great tradition here in the state of Indiana, and both these teams have continued to live up to that hype. Take a quick look at some of our sponsors for tonight's broadcast. You're listening to Plainfield Varsity Basketball on AudioSportsOnline.com. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Plainfield Self-Storage. Plainfield Self-Storage is located on North Carr Road. They feature 24-hour access and lighted secure storage. Plainfield Self-Storage office hours are Monday through Friday from 8:30 until 5. Stop in or call 838-7027 for more information. Also, Plainfield Basketball is brought to you by Jensen Pools and More, the Backyard Place, located just 1 mile north of Heartland Crossing on Highway 67 in Canby. They have everything for all your swimming pool needs, from above-ground pools to in-ground pools. Jensen sells and installs them all, and during the winter months, they offer mattresses direct from the factory of King Coil, a leading manufacturer of American-made mattresses, queen sets starting at $329, king sets starting at $429. Guaranteed lowest prices around. Jensen Pools is located at 7302 South Kentucky Avenue in Canby, or you can visit them online at jensenpools.com. Plainfield will get the ball to start the third quarter. On the floor, Patton, Jensen, Mayberry, Kowski, and Maple. Mayberry controls it in the backcourt, brings it up for Patton. Patton controls, top of the key, looks inside for cutting Kurkowski, who gets to go off glass. Full court pressure applied by the Quakers. They get it up ahead very quickly, though, to White. White looks to break it, finds the left side Peters. His two-point shot, no good from about 17. Rebounded down low by Funkhauser, who kicks it out for Griffith. His two-pointer no good, but a foul is whistled down low, and it'll be going the other way. Foul, I believe, was on White. Check that. It was actually on Connor Funkhauser. That's his second, team's first. Jensen set the inbound to Mayberry. Mayberry picked up and guarded very closely by Ruff. Breaks the full court and slows it down. Patton now controls the left wing, kicks it up top to Jensen, rotates around to Mayberry, right side. Patton receives it back, looks for Jensen on the cut inside, no good, out of bounds, last touch by White. Jensen set to inbound, looks for Patton, instead kicks Mayberry at the very back of the backcourt, and they'll slow it down, working against Ruff. Into the lane now goes Mayberry, tries to throw up a floater, no good, and a foul will be whistled down low for holding. I believe the foul was on Jensen. We'll have to wait and see. Is on Jensen, that's his first, team's first. White will inbound. He gets it into Ruff, who brings it up to Griffith. Griffin back over to Ruff, left side. He's got a wide open lane. It closes very quickly, kicks it out to White, right swing. Back up top, it goes to Griffith, rotates it back over to the left side for Ruff. Ruff looks down low for White, who had it blocked away by Mayberry. Kurkowski controls the rebound, finds Mayberry. Patton now on the open court, right side into the lane. His layup no good. Rebound controlled by Funkhauser. Funkhauser on a 2-on-1, back from Funkhauser to Griffith, back to Funkhauser for two. Mayberry back the other way, controls it top of the key for the Quakers, looks to go inside, and will be a offensive foul on the screen set by Jensen. That's his second, team second. Both the fouls in the second half on Jensen. Possession goes right back to the Orioles. Ruff controls it, looks over left side for Funkhauser, now finds top of the key. Griffith rotates the right side to Lenz. Now back over left side for Peters. Peters now finds Funkhauser, top of the key, back over to Peters. Peters long distance three, up and in. Defense was there by Kurkowski, but it didn't matter. Patton very quickly gets it from Mayberry in the open court. Free throw line jumper, no good. Didn't even get rim on the shot. And the Orioles control. Back the other way is Ruff. He'll reset the offense, finds a wide open Funkhauser, right wing three, up and in. Nothing but the bottom of the cup for Funkhauser. 44-22, the score has been doubled up as Avon continues to pound the lead, and head coach Weaver will take a timeout. Be just a 30-second timeout, but Plainfield really struggling now. 5:28 left to go in the third quarter. Find themselves down 22 points. Give credit to Avon. They've really been hitting the outside shot. They're catching in on pretty much everything and nailing it from the outside. They have 7 threes already on the night. EQ has 3 of them, and we haven't even seen him here in the second half yet. Jensen will inbound to Mills. He'll hand off to Mayberry, over to Kurkowski. Kurkowski Half-court trap comes. He breaks it, looks to drive, throws up a wild fadeaway. No good. Rebound down low by Jansen. Is thrown back up. Shot's no good, but he got hammered on the way up. So it'll be a shooting foul. That'll send Jensen to the line. Foul is on Funkhauser. That's his third, team second. Jensen's free throw once again short. This does not have much lift on that free throw shot, as he is only 1 of 4 on the night. Second free throw does find its way in for Jensen. Orioles back the other way. Rough controls against Mayberry. Finds White in the open court. Half-court trap comes, but he gets it to a wide-open cutting David Griffith for 2. Mayberry back the other way. Finds Patton. He finds Jensen on a beautiful pass as he was falling out of bounds. Back the other way. Griffith gets it, finds White. White drives into the lane, throws up a floater. No good. It'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Plainfield. Ruff sets the inbounds, gets it in to Sims Jr., who will slow it down against Mills. Sims Jr. into the lane, picked off by Patton. Patton throws it ahead for a layup, up and in by Mayberry, who went reverse. Ruff back the other way for the Orioles. He'll hand off. Check that, he won't hand off to Griffith. Instead, he'll take it against Mayberry, who fouled him. That'll be Mayberry's first personal. Team's third. 46-27 is our score. 4:22 left to go in the third. Griffith will inbound, gets it into Peters, who was able to drive right through the lane and put it up and in for 2 and drew the foul. Peters has 9 on the night, has yet to miss a field goal or a free throw, and he's back at the line for the third time tonight. Check that, second time tonight. He's 2 of 2 on the night at the free throw line as Peters. And he gets that one to go, so he's 3 of 3 on the night. Mayberry will control it, guarded by Short, finds Mills in the open court, gets it back to Mayberry, controls it top of the key. Mayberry uses a crossover, tries to throw it to the left side for Motter. Motter looks to go baseline, kicks it into Jensen. Jensen looks to throw it out to Mayberry. Mayberry drives into the lane, gets it back to Jensen, who throws it up off glass. Back the other way, Short's attempted pass was deflected up and into the air by Mayberry, but it'll be the last one to touch it, so possession will stay with the Orioles. Inbound pass goes to Sim Jr., who, when he made his move against Mills, traveled with it. So it'll be a turnover, and possession will go right back to Plainfield. Motter crosses the timeline, brings it over the left side. Almost had it stripped away. Half-court pressure, and it'll be a jump ball between Motter and Sims Jr. Rotating possession will get it back to Avon. Bloom in the game now for Avon. He'll find Short. He's picked up by Mayberry, crossing the timeline at the top of the key. Looks over the right side for Sims Jr. He kicks it back up top for Peters. Peters, three-pointer short, off front iron. Rebound down low by Mills. Mills gets ahead to Motter, who brings it back up top for the Quakers. Motter controls, goes left side. Defense pressure applied. He'll get it to Sims. Check that, got it to Mills, who very quickly finds Mayberry. Mayberry dribble penetrates into the lane, kicks it back out for Jensen, who had trouble controlling it. Jensen
Now gets it inside to Mills, who gives it right back up to Jensen for 2. Back the other way. Short uses a screen in the open court to bring it up top. Finds Peters on the right side, who dribbles. Defense collapses. Kurkowski's right there and got the block. And Peters looks to get the foul, and does, against Kurkowski. That's Peters' second foul, team's third. Mills inbound to Mayberry, who brings it up. He's picked up by Short as he crosses the logo. Mayberry looks over the left side for Patton. Patton rotates it into Mills. Mills, turnaround jumper, up and in. Short now against Mayberry, brings it up very quickly, rotates it over the left side for McHugh. McHugh kicks it out and rotates it over to Sam Bloom for 3, up and in. That's Bloom's first on the night from the field. Mayberry has it against Short. Rotates it over to Kurkowski on the right side. He kicks it up and in to Mills, who gets to go off glass. Mills very quickly with 6 for the Quakers. Griffith looks to slow it down. Finds McHugh at the top of the key. Rotates it over to the left side for Bloom. He penetrates into the lane. Kicks it out for a 3-point attempt from Griffith. It's no good. But right there to clean up the mess is Bloom. Quakers bring it back the other way. Mayberry controls. Looks to use a Mills screen. Instead kicks over left side for Motter. Now up top, Patton. Patton dribbles into the lane. Can't find anything. Looks for Kurkowski, but it's picked off by Bloom. Short controls it now. Looks to drive all the way in the lane. Throws it up. No good. Foul called before the shot. I believe it will be on Mayberry. It is. That's his second. Team 6. Check that. That's the 15th foul for the Quakers. Bloom set to inbound for the Orioles. Finds Sims Jr. left side. He kicks out to Short. Back over to McHugh. McHugh guarded very closely now by Nichols. Rotates it over. Short 3-pointer. And it's long. And fighting for the rebound down low was Sims and Nichols. And they get tangled up, and it'll be a foul on Nichols. That's his first, team 6. .5 left in the third. Avon leads 54-35. Inbound from McHugh to White. White gets tangled up. It should have been a jump ball. No call. Now they call a jump as McHugh on the floor gets tangled up with Crawford. Check that. That was Dahm on the floor that got tangled up. So change of possession will go back to Plainfield. Back the other way for the Quakers is Nichols. He's guarded very closely by Short. Brings it in left side. Has it picked away by McHugh. McHugh now open court. 3-on-2. Finds the man for the layup. That's Jimmy Sims Jr. Back the other way. Kurkowski controls. Right wing puts up a 3. Up and in. Short now controls, top of the key, looks over right side for McHugh. Short and McHugh running a 2-man game. Now White gets into it and losing the handle, and on the floor is Nichols. Finds his way to Bloom. Up and under, move by Bloom. What a beautiful move to get the layup. 58-38 at the end of 3 is our score. Plainfield down 20. You're listening to AudioSportsOnline.net coverage of Plainfield High School basketball. Welcome back. I'm JP Sinclair, and this is AudioSportsOnline.com coverage for Plainfield High School basketball. Plainfield finds themselves in a huge deficit, 20 points to the Avon Orioles. 58-38 is our score at the start of the first. If you've been listening to us, you might have missed the big news that number 1 Alabama loses to number 4 Auburn, 34-28. Chris Davis had a missed field goal. That was a 100 yards return for touchdown on the last play. So that's big news in the world of college football. Orioles get the inbounds play. It goes to Ruff, who hands off to Funkhauser, and he'll quickly hand off to Griffith. Now finds McHugh, thought about the three, hands it over to Funkhauser, left side instead, rotates it over to Griffith. Funkhauser controls, top of the key, and they look to slow it down a little bit more. Griffith now, left side, looks for McHugh, doesn't find him, instead finds Ruff, top of the key, rotates it over to McHugh, right side. Now up top, Funkhauser, long distance three from another area code, no good. McHugh gets the rebound, and they'll reset, finds Funkhauser on the nice cut. And Funkhauser will be fouled down low by Jensen. That's his third. Team seventh. And will result in free throws. First trip of the line on the night for Funkhauser. And the bonus now are the Orioles. Funkhauser's first free throw up and in. Funkhauser back at the line for his second free throw. That one finds its way in as well. Looked like it might roll out, but got it to go. Mayberry looks for Kurkowski in the open court, and it'll be out of bounds. Last touch by the Orioles, and Jensen will inbound it. 7:23 left to go in the fourth. Jensen looks, finds Patton. Patton one-on-one against McHugh, gets caught. Baseline, looks to pass it to somebody, kicks it all the way back out to Mayberry, who will reset. Uses a Jensen screen, goes up to the top of the key, now hands off Jensen, left side, right back to Mayberry, top of the key. Right side now for Patton, he looks for Kurkowski, doesn't find him, now lobs it into Mills, he throws it up and in! Great lob from Patton to Mills, and back the other way are the Orioles. McHugh had the chance for a three, thought better of it, and will kick it back out to Griffith. Now Funkhauser rotates it around to White, and his two-pointer rattles out. Kurkowski gets the rebound for the Quakers. He'll find Mayberry in the open court. Kicks it ahead to Patton. Patton got caught up with McHugh and lost his dribble, so he'll kick it back out to Mayberry. Mayberry kicks it back out. Patton beyond the arc on the left wing, and he'll reset. Drives in, finds Jensen. Thought about the free throw line left side jumper, thought better of it. Looks inside for Mills. Mills kicks it back out. Mayberry, three-pointer on the way, rattles off, no good. Funkhauser with the rebound down low for the Orioles, and they'll slow it down. Griffith controls top of the key for the Orioles. He'll dribble, penetrate into the lane, kicks it to White, who got fouled. Foul will come before the shot. He got hammered, raked right across the face. Foul will be on Nathan Mills. That's his fourth, or check that, his second. Actually, it's his third. Missed one in there. Do apologize. So that's his third foul. Team's eighth. Jensen at the line for free throws. Gets that one to go. White now 3 of 3 at the line for the Orioles. His fourth attempt up and in. 62-40 is our score. 6:01 left to go. Mills will get it into Mayberry, who will work against Ruff. Crosses the timeline and resets up the offense. Finds Patton left wing. He'll dribble penetrate, throws up a layup, and can't get the friendly roll. Rebound down low by Funkhauser. Ruff now controls, looks in the open court for White. That lost it off his fingertips, out of bounds. Mills will inbound to Mayberry. Will find Kurkowski in the open court. Kurkowski has a very nice jumper despite his height, and he's guarded very closely by Griffith. He'll take it all the way himself and gets it up and in. And back the other way, it's out of bounds, last touch by Plainfield. 62-42 is our score, 5:22 left to go in the fourth quarter. Inbound from Ruff. Finds Griffith, spins against Jenner down low, can't get the freebie to go, and White controls it. White now, right corner, double team comes, he kicks it out to Funkhauser, rotates it inside for a layup attempt. That's no good by Peters. Looked like Mayberry, or check that, Mills might have got a hand on it. But back the other way we go. Mayberry controls into the lane. Deflection, so Patton looked for Mills down low, but no good. Funkhauser now controls it for the Orioles. White now, right side into Funkhauser. Funkhauser one-on-one in the post, throws up a wild shot, no good. Rebounded by Maple. Mayberry back the other way, finds Kurkowski in the open court, finds Mills down low, puts up a shot, and gets it up and in. Full timeout by Plainfield. We'll take a quick timeout and bring right back for the rest of the game. You're listening to AudioSportsOnline.com coverage of Plainfield High School basketball. Welcome back. Plainfield High School boys basketball. On the court for the Quakers, Kurkowski, Patton, Maple, Mills, and Mayberry. Avon counters with Peters, Funkhauser, Griffith, Ruff, and White. Ruff will bring it up for the Orioles to find themselves up 20. Rotates over Griffith, left side, back over to Ruff. Now in right corner for Funkhauser. Back up top for Ruff. Inside he goes to White. Quick touch pass. Corner three, up no good by Funkhauser. Rebound down low by Peters. His putback attempt no good. Fighting for the rebound. Loose ball between Funkhauser. White comes up with it. Looks to go up strong with it. And can't get the friendly roll. Rebound this time is controlled by Maple. Very quickly, Mayberry back the other way. Free throw line jumper up and in. He's got 6 now on the night. Ruff will bring it up and find Peters. Peters controls it. Double team comes over, finds Ruff. Ruff now, top of the key, rotates it over left side. 3-point attempt up and nothing but the bottom of the barrel for Peters. Mayberry brings it back the other way. Nice little behind the back jumper. Tries to find his shot once again from the same spot, but it's no good. Rebounded by Funkhauser, who gets double teamed, and he'll find Ruff, who pushes it ahead. Ruff now finds White in the open court. Rebound fought for and controlled by the Quakers. Back the other way. spinning into the lane, no good, was Maple. And the rebound's controlled down low by Avon. Griffith now controls, looks for Funkhauser on the baseline. He kicks it into White for two. White now has 12 on the night. And the Orioles are ahead 69-46, 2:24 left to go. Mayberry brings it over right side. Dribbles into the lane and kicks it out, but got fouled on the drive into the lane. Foul was on Ryan Ruff. That's his first, team's fourth. Wholesale changes now. Motter, as well as Mayberry, Mills, Kurkowski, and Jensen on the floor for the Quakers. Jensen on the inbound. Kicks it out to Mayberry. Mayberry brings it over right wing. Finds Jensen. Jensen looks to dribble into the lane. Finds Kurkowski left side. And Kurkowski on the slash to the bucket will be fouled. Foul was on Griffith. That's his second. Team's fifth. Jensen will inbound once again. Kicks it in the backcourt for Motter, who almost lost the handle, and will bring it up against McHugh. Motter now, right side. Still guarded very closely by McHugh. Will kick it out to Mayberry. Mayberry with a little side pass to Mills. His free throw line jumper up and in. McHugh will bring it back the other way for the Orioles. He's guarded by Motter in the open court. Crossing the timeline, brings it over the right side. He finds Sims Jr., who rotates it around top of the key to Peters. Or check that, that's Griffith. Now right side, Funkhauser. Funkhauser finds Griffith, and he'll rotate over to Sims Jr. McHugh now controls it, looks over the left side for Griffith. And they'll reset, back over to McHugh. Now Sims Jr. controls. Now over to White, inside it goes to Funkhauser, up and in for two, with the chance for three, as the foul that time will be on Kurkowski, his third, team's eighth. Check that. It's the ninth team foul for Plainfield. A couple of subs come in for Plainfield, including Clarence Jackson, also Dan Lottenschlager, Reese Crawford, Brian Ellis, and Keegan Motter stays on the floor. So those are the subs for Plainfield. Has with a 71-48 score, you're unlikely to get anything back out of this game, so you might as well get some game time. For some of the people that typically don't. The free throw was good by Funkhauser. Motter brings it back the other way, loses the handle, will be out of bounds. Last touch by Plainfield, or check that by Avon. .102 left to go. 72-48 is the score. Ellis set to inbound. He'll get it in to Jackson. He'll dribble penetrate into the lane. Long distance three, no good by Ellis, and it's controlled by the Orioles. Back the other way come the Orioles. Bloom controls it up top, and they'll slowly work it around and try and probably just drain out the clock. Weaver tells his team not to foul and allows him to blow the clock out. We'll come back after a short minute to recap the score for you and take a look at the final statistics. You're listening to AudioSportsOnline.com coverage of Plainfield High School boys basketball on AudioSportsOnline.com.
Girls game will begin at 6:30 p.m. Boys game will begin around 8:15 a.m. Fans, please look around you for any trash and garbage. Let's do the trash cans and accept those as through the building. On behalf of Plainfield and Avon High School, thank you for your attendance. Please remember to drive home. Have a safe good night.
Welcome back to Plainfield High School. This is the post-game show on AudioSportsOnline.net. Recap the scene for you. Plainfield loses the first game of the season to the rival Avon Orioles. 72-48 is the final. It was a game in which the Orioles played very well, executed very nicely on the offensive end, and got out and found easy points and transition. Later in the second half, Mills and Bobby Jensen really got going, as well as Kurkowski, who had a fabulous game for the Plainfield Quakers. Take a quick look at the final stats for you. We'll look at Avon first. Their leading scorer on the night was Brandon Peters. He had a couple of threes and finished with 15 points, as well as going 3 of 3 from the line. Two team members tied with 13 apiece for the Orioles in Jack McHugh and Logan White. McHugh did most of his damage in the first half. And then also Connor Funkhauser added 10. A couple of other scorers included Sam Bloom, who had 7. Andrew Short finished with 2. Griffith had 5. Ruff with 2. And Sims Jr. had also 4 for the Orioles. For Plainfield, their leading scorer on the night was Bobby Jensen. He finished with 14, doing a lot of the work down low for the Plainfield Quakers. Nathan Mills finished with 12. Kurkowski had 11. Mayberry had 6. And Motter finished with 1, and Maple also chipped in 2 for the Quakers. Those are the final statistics. If I had to give it to a player of the game, as even though Peters was the high scorer, I'm going to look at Jack McHugh for Avon. He played very, very nicely, came off the screens very sharply, and was able to drill a couple shots. Kind of reminded me of a Rip Hamilton, Reggie Miller, the way he could come off the curl screen to hit the wide-open jumpers. So that's the player of the game. Take a quick look ahead for Plainfield. Their next game, they'll be back in action December 6th against Whiteland Community. That game tips at 7:30 p.m. We'll have it here live on AudioSportsOnline.com. Again, that's December 6th against Whiteland at 7:30. This has been the post-game show on AudioSportsOnline.com. Thank you for joining us today. It has certainly been our pleasure to be invited into your Saturday. Thank you to Plainfield High School and Athletic Director Dana Green for hosting us here tonight. Again, the final score in favor of Avon, 72-48. I'm JP Sinclair. Have a great weekend.